To the days prior to the ABCs, the 1, 2, 3s, the thank yous and pleases and daily manners.
What's up, Sanusha? This is your daughter of the soil, Kamaya Lizette, and I will be performing home at the Roots and Soul Festival Friday, 23rd of August on the ramp in Rodney Bay, 7 p.m. Live band, music, power, word. Come, give me your ears, give me your presence, give me your presence. It's gonna be a vibe. Be there.
Yes. At times the gusts blow with much duress and distress. But I speak.
C'est mon nom, c'est Dr. Sigwe et puis
Lady Diane, notre station.
nous avons invité au
Kite Pep La Pale, lundi pour vendredi.
C'était
Pour 8 heures.
nous avons opéré sur deux fréquences, 92.1 dans notre pays et 91.1 en sous pays. Bon, mademoiselle, qui ça nous a quitté Pep La Pale?
Nous avons quitté Pep La Pale.
Asso
Hits FM et GVD TV.
Channel
115 115. Kite Pep La Pale.
Tune in to Hits FM every Wednesday from 6 to 10 p.m.
The Maximum Music Authority hits.
And of course, I want to welcome each and everyone back to Hits 92.1, 91.1, the Maximum Music Authority. Man versus woman, oh my goodness. And I got the lovely Stephanie in studio with me. She's replacing Flawless today. Yeah, Stephanie, how are you doing?
Hi, good morning. I'm okay.
You sure you can fit into Flawless's shoes this morning?
I'll try.
Man versus woman,
I'll try to be flawless today.
You try to be flawless today?
Yes, woman versus
so
man.
You know Flawless has a little sassy and she has a little fire in her and thing. You have that fire?
I'll try.
You'll try?
Yes,
all right.
I'll try.
So man versus woman, you have a question?
Woman versus man.
It's man versus woman, like every day.
Woman
that's
versus man.
All right, woman, if that's what you
one
feel.
One day
you have a question. Yeah, do you have a question for us guys here today? What do you want to know about men today? You know everything?
No, I don't know everything.
So ask me a question that you don't know, and I'll try my best to answer it for the guys. You want me to go first and give you a chance to think?
Yes, go.
Give you a chance to think. All right. So why do women get jealous so fast? I mean, a man might meet an old schoolmate or a friend in town. You know, somebody who he knew from a long time, maybe one of his boys, his ex. And, you know, they were close. They used to hang out together back in the day when they were hanging out and give her a hug. Hey, how you doing? I haven't seen you for so long. And wifey's standing there just grinding her teeth.
Yeah. Well, guys
yeah,
are known to be cheaters. Okay?
But how is it cheating? The man just meet somebody who you know from a long time.
They just take that one touch or that one look.
Really?
Yes, for them to get the intention. Yes. Link up
later. No. I mean, we're talking about somebody who I've known.
I'm talking from experience.
So because it's bad on your side, it's bad on everybody's side.
Yes.
That's not true. And
it happened more than once, asylum.
It happened to you more than once?
Yes, more than
you
once.
allowed it then?
No, I didn't.
So the person lied to you?
Yes.
They told you that
men
was an
lie.
That was an.
I think that's my question.
Men lie?
Why do men lie
Why
so
do men,
much?
Men
yes, that's my question.
Listen. Why do men lie so much? You didn't answer my question yet, you know. So we'll hold yours. We'll stick a pin on yours. All right. So you're gonna answer my question. Why are women so jealous?
Because men like to cheat.
Especially if he just made the mistake of forgetting that you were standing there to say, "Hey, babes, this is my classmate, my old classmate, or this was my boy's ex. You know, we used to hang out back in the day." He forgets to do that, and all hell breaks loose.
Well, to me, all girls they like to feel special.
Right.
And they don't want another woman, even sometimes guys too, to be treated the same way that their husband or spouse would be treating them. So I guess that's why.
Okay. So fellas, y'all hear that, right? So what would make it easy? I mean, if we were to introduce you, would that make things different?
A little.
What do you?
A little.
What do you mean a little? So okay. We're in town, you and I. We're husband and wife, or boyfriend or girlfriend, whatever. We're in town. I meet an old friend, whether it's somebody I was romantically linked to or not. The person, hey, Asylum, I say, hi, how you doing? Long time we not see you. And we finished there. We ain't take no wine. Like this, Patrice. We didn't take no wine. But I said to her, I said, you know what, hey, how you doing? How's things? I haven't seen you in so long. By the way, this is my wife, Stephanie. Big hug, This still a problem?
Yeah, I would just say hello and that's it. Because you'd still get the interest.
I mean, I don't expect you to give her a hug too, or because you don't know the person.
I would say hello.
But most women won't.
I would say hello.
Under your breath.
But yeah,
under
my breath.
Why?
Because
you're also easily threatened.
we insecure.
But you shouldn't be, because at the end of the day, and this is where I just get a kicks out of relationship. You're supposed to build your relationship to the point where it's so rock solid that you don't have to worry about nobody coming close. And I think that's where we just go wrong, because we don't invest the time, but we expect the treatment. I think that we're supposed to have our relationship to the point where even if you're not there, you don't have to worry.
True. Yeah? Yes.
So
we still worry because men lie.
Oh, so it's going back to us. You see that?
Yes, men lie a lot.
It's going back to us there, boy. No matter what we do, we still get them blamed for it.
Yes.
No matter how hard we try, we still get them blamed for it.
Yes.
So let's hit your question, because I believe you're not going to answer me today. Let's hit your question. So what was the question? Why do men lie?
Yeah,
men don't really lie. We don't really lie. No. We tell half truths.
Half truths?
Yeah.
I just knew you would say that.
And we tell you what you want to hear.
Because a lot of people
No,
tell
because
me that
here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. And this is from my personal experience, right? A woman, you do something or you go out. Let's say, for instance, you go out with the boys and you come home late. Wifey says, so where were you? I say, I was out having a few with the boys, man. Of course, we haven't hooked up in a little while. All of a sudden, she don't want to believe you. And we know that. We know that she is not going to believe the truth. We know that when we come home and we tell her the truth after she asked the question, she's not going to believe it. So guess what? Save ourselves a little headache. We'll plan a little life for you there, because something sweet. Something that we believe that you're going to believe. Okay. But that's the thing. And then you hear tomorrow morning, you meet one of the boys in town. Hey, so how was the lime last night? The who?
You see that happen all the time.
But that's what I'm saying. Sometimes you guys just cause us to lie. Right, fellas?
So. I don't think so.
721-3303 is our WhatsApp number. We do take WhatsApp calls also. Or 458-2488. We do have a scenario, but it's been a while since we did a little questioning. So you asked one, I asked one. Did I answer your question? We don't tell lies. We just fabricate what truth. No. We just fabricate what we know you would believe. Right, fellas?
I don't think so.
Huh?
You lie all the time.
No, we don't lie. Not all the time. Not all the time. Sometimes. Women lie too,
Nayo, what you have to say about that?
What you say, Nayo? Men still lies? Nayo,
see what I'm telling you?
It's a good thing we can't see Nayo's face on camera. Let me show the people of Nayo. Nayo, you just went against everything. That's Nayo right there. See Nayo? Let me turn around and wave to the camera. Wave to the camera over here. Say good morning to TV land. Yeah, is he? Naya's young. He will learn.
He's young.
Yeah, he will learn. He will learn. Yeah, he's a little.
Okay.
He will learn.
He'll learn to lie.
No, he will learn to stick with the boys. Take one for the team. All right. So we started off with one question each, right? We're good. Did I answer your question?
Yeah.
You're satisfied?
No, I'm not satisfied. I'll never be satisfied.
So you see, now I'm gonna tell a lie. Now you're forcing me to tell a lie. You see what I'm telling you? You see exactly what I'm talking about now. Now you have forced me to tell you lies.
I'll never be satisfied.
You never. Oh my goodness.
Because men just lie.
We don't always tell lies. Half the time a man tells a lie is because he knows that if he tells the truth, the woman ain't gonna believe him anyways. Now you said true.
I don't think so.
That's what it is. If it was a situation where, babes, where did you go last night? Oh man, the fellas them just lying on the road, they drink two drinks and maybe eat a little roast pork or whatever, and
that
it be
may
done.
Be true,
and
but
it be done.
and
it be done with.
What did you and your friends do after, or even before? Yes.
Before what?
Before you all went for the line.
But I was at work.
Oh,
The fellas them check me at work and tell me to come and bang the road and meet them by, by like it.
You always lie about it.
No.
Like the entire night
And
you're
here's
like
the thing. Here's the thing. If I'd called you and said, babes, this, guess what? Them fellas just check me and we're gonna make a little line. I'll be home a little late. You're gonna make noise.
Yes.
You're gonna make
Yes,
noise.
I'll make noise.
So we have no choice. I mean, because listen, 40 guys don't say yes, they go in. Now I'm gonna look at a chicken. If I have to call him and say, boy, I just checked the wife, if you say I ain't going nowhere. How does that look? Come on. How does that look?
Well,
Give us a little break sometimes. So you see, it goes right back to the women. If you give us the time, a little time here and there to go and do boy things like we used to before we got married and all
you
that.
have to do your boy
No, but
thing,
y'all-
but you'll have to find something else to do with the boy.
No,
thing.
not all the time.
Yes,
Not all the time. Not all the time.
Sam,
Not all the
All
time.
the time.
Not all the time.
All the
Some
time.
of us our names are very easy to call. Like me, for instance, I go in town, I see somebody, I'm a hugging type of guy. When I meet my friends, especially old friends, and we greet each other with a hug. Especially women.
You like to touch.
No, not touch. I
Yes,
like to hug.
You like to touch.
Don't try that. And somebody pass and see you hugging X, I see asylum with a woman well hugged up in town,
Oh, so you know
Women always causing problems,
my FBI team.
The FBI.
My FBI team.
FBI team always causing problems. All right, so let's get to our scenario. You wanna do the honors this morning? We got a very interesting scenario here from one of our listeners reached out to us, wanted to help. Oh, I think we did that already. That's the wrong one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Hold on. Let's find it. Let's find it. I think we lost that one. Hold on. I'm trying to find it. Did you find it?
No.
Okay, so let's do some questions. We
Yeah,
have a call. Let's take a call. Hits FM, you're live. Hello.
Hello,
Hi.
this Mr. Asylum.
Yes, it is.
Good morning, excuse me.
Yes,
I
yes.
just tuned and I looking for some news there
Uh-huh.
and I see you that day.
Oh, Madua.
Yes, how are you?
Not too bad, my dear. How are you?
I'm there not too bad. How is the family?
Everybody's good by the grace of the Almighty.
You make my day now.
What's that?
You make my day.
Oh, thank you very much.
yeah.
How,
Hi there.
how is everybody on your side?
Yes. Claudie there, she trying to see if she can see you, but Claudie is not Claudie these days.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So sad. I mean, just make sure you remind her that we love her, huh?
Yeah.
How is everybody else?
Everybody else is all right.
Uh-huh.
2 months past, I had 2 hands.
Say that again?
The rheumatism was get up
Uh-huh.
my hand. Yeah, but it coming all right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Well, just keep praying. Of
Yes,
course, I know
yes.
you're a praying person, so keep praying to the Almighty.
I'm telling everybody hello for me.
Yes.
Because where I am in the room,
Uh-huh.
that's where I have an old phone there, but it's making noise, so I don't want to keep you on your work.
Okay.
So tell everybody hello for me and the beautiful girl, Miss Rose's daughter.
Yes.
And your wife and your children and
All-
all the DJs, all those who work with you.
All right.
This morning I talked to Mr. Dr. Secret,
Uh-huh.
but I'm not getting you all on no radio station.
We-
Some people telling me they're not getting you all. too.
We actually doing some work on the
Okay.
antennas, so we
Yes.
we're
So
upgrading
have
some
a
stuff.
blessed day.
All right.
You make my day.
Thank you very much.
And the beautiful lady there with you.
All right, Stephanie, the beautiful lady. Madua says hi.
Okay, hello.
Okay.
All right.
Bye-bye, eh?
Bye bye, Madua.
Okay.
Okay, so I found our situation. All right. So this one says, I have a problem. I'm a 23-year-old male. I'm in love with 4 women. One might agree that at my age I am too young to be settling down with all the other options available to me, but personally I hate playing games. I am tired of chasing women. I am tired of chasing women that are of no benefit to me in the long run. Anyways, these women are all what any real man would call wife material. They are all educated, extremely beautiful, and in my opinion, they all are very unique. One is a model, architect, 2 is a teacher, 3 is a IT technician, a singer with a gospel record label, but studying to be a nurse, and 4 is an accountant. I can't ask for any better combination. That's why you laugh. Combination like that. Than that. Unless you are a greedy guy and you're looking for a quick fix. So you check for an old rich lady that's soon ready to oh my gosh. But anyways, this is not about money. My problem is I don't know which one to pick.
So he's with all.
So he needs help. So he has 4 women in his life. All 4 women he claimed what every guy would want, and he wants to choose one. First of all, you use the term greedy. You have 4 women, buddy. If you have 4 women, you cannot use greedy and the word not in the same sentence when you're referring to yourself. You shouldn't even have 2 women.
Exactly.
And that's what does make us look bad, you know. These young guys who feel like they can conquer the world.
And I bet you the other 3 don't know about the one.
I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
Lie so much.
So, but how does it going back to lying? The guy, I mean, who knows? Maybe these women are pouring themselves on him.
But he may be showing himself to be single. Not with the doctor.
So he's
the
lying.
Teacher and the other nurse.
I mean, he's 23 years old. He's still experiencing. He's still trying to play the field. And I think that's the difference between men and boys. A lot of boys at that age, you're still a young, you're still considered a boy. Okay. At 23, you're just discovering yourself.
Well, I'm 23.
You're still discovering yourself. You are still discovering yourself, right? Yes or no?
Well,
because you don't know all about life. You don't know everything there is to know about. And I mean, and that's the thing about life. That's the unique thing about life. You learn as you go, right? Yeah. But at 23, can you compare yourself to maybe, another 7 years from now?
No. Exactly.
So there's no comparison.
Yeah.
So at this age, you still, little things get you excited. You're still learning, and I believe that this is what most males go through at this age. They want to conquer the world. They want to, get as much as they can. Put more stripes on their shoulders, if you want to call it that. Right? So. And I do believe that he has to make a decision. I mean, he has what he considered to be every man's dream type of women that he's playing games with.
Well, he needs to do that as soon as possible because he will end up breaking 3 of their hearts.
Oh, they might break his heart. All 4 of them might leave him. All right. This one says, tell him keep all. Have a profession. He have a house nurse, or a doctor, a bank account, and a church. Oh God, he good. And this is coming from a woman. This is coming from a woman.
I thought it was a guy.
A woman sent that message. No. That message came from a woman. We have some more messages here. This one says the feeling you have towards these ladies is not love. You may be suffering from you may be suffering from something. Oh God, some disorder of the mind or emotion. So you might be suffering from a disorder of the mind or emotion. So, I agree. I mean, can you? While I believe that you can love 2 people, I don't think you can love 4. I believe you can love 2 people.
2 people?
Yes.
You love 2 people?
I didn't say that I love 2 people. I said I believe you can love 2 people. Why are you trying to throw me under the bus?
Well, most people talk from experience.
This one says in later on he will be in a mix-up position. Of course, he's already in a mix-up position.
Yes.
Oh Lord, what a mix-up! But I still, I'm wondering, where does he find the time to spend with these 4 women?
Finding the time. Always finding the time.
You know, maybe he's not even working. Doesn't have a job, so he has all the time. But I mean, if you're a working individual,
the doctor is working late night.
if you're a working individual, how do you find the time to spend with 4 women?
They're finding it. Trust me, they're finding it.
Is that your job today, Dear Flawless? Put you up to this? Just power.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think so.
I only hope neither of them don't get to know about each other, because he might need a carpenter to build. We don't build coffins anymore. We just head straight down to Ramballi's. All right. Thank you very much for that comment. I'm waiting for comments from Tamara. I haven't heard anything from Tamara yet. But what do you think? Seriously, do you think that he's at the point now where he says he really has to make a choice? Yeah. So, does it? Is it a bad thing? Maybe he was exploring. Maybe he's just trying to figure out himself and see who he's really, really interested in, who he wants to be with, and now it's decision time. Is that you think that?
I think that's the case.
So how do women see that though?
Like a guy being with more than one.
Right.
person.
I mean, he in his mind, he's trying to find the right person. So he's checking out a few.
In women's mind,
That's a no.
He's been a player. Yeah, that's how it.
But I mean, okay. But let me ask you: when you go to Massy to buy fruits for the kids, you pick out the best fruits. You grab a couple of them. And, you pick out the best one.
Yes, but I don't put all in the bag.
No, but you play with all of them though.
Well, he put all of them in the bag first.
You play with.
He put all of them in the bag asylum. Okay.
You play with them first. You play with them first, and then you choose which ones you want.
It's not the same.
It's not the same.
It's not the same.
But
he brought all of them home. Then he wants to choose.
So but there's nothing wrong with that.
There's a big problem there.
I mean, to me, I think for most guys, they would probably try to keep all 4 of them. He's saying, look, it's time for me to narrow it down to one.
Well, he alone could decide which one he wants.
Well, that's fine. He could decide which one. But what if the others decide? What if all hell breaks loose before he chooses that one, and then he loses all? You ever heard the story of the dog crossing the river with a bone in his mouth? No. And he saw his shadow in the water. No, so he thought that it was another dog with a bone. So he tried to growl and take the bone, but he lost his bone. Yeah, I think that's what's gonna happen to me. Dennis. I think so. This one says, on a serious note, he is young and naive. He needs to sit down and think of what he wants, who he wants, and move on from there. So there's no need to stop using these 3 women, because he will get caught and maybe lose all of them.
I think so.
That's a very, very interesting comment there. Thank you very much. This one says, I know her. I know one of them name. Their name is Bernadette. And she's very confused lady with no okay. It's FM. Good morning. You're live.
What you say there?
Hi there, Redman.
What happened?
Papa, how you doing? Now there's some.
You have a little nice empress there.
Yes. She's.
Beautiful empress morning.
Good morning, Stephanie. Redman.
Good morning. Yeah, how are you?
See that man self?
Yes.
Soon for now we go lose all 4 of that women, guys.
He's gonna lose all of them.
Yeah, because like you come up and you say like that same Tiger have a song in that, you're saying, don't be greedy, you must learn to satisfy. A greedy dog, through his shadow lost his bone. Yeah.
He will lose his bone.
Yeah, man. I there watching you all there.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, man.
How is everybody? How's the home circle?
On my side there, Blessed to be a blessing, man.
All right. Thank you very much, Redman.
Yeah, man.
All right.
Are you all working on the?
Yes, we are.
91.1.
Yes.
Yeah, it's only on the TV. I can.
The guys are installing some new equipment right now. So
like on Sunday, I can't even add that here,
Randy.
You know.
All right. The guys are
but
working
I know in time to come, you all go be there, man.
Mm-hmm.
Blessed day.
All right, thank you very much. Blessed to you. Yeah.
Bye-bye.
This one says, I personally think that you should give yourself some more time because clearly you're confused. First, give yourself some time away from each and see which one holds on the longest. A little advice there from someone. He should take himself away from the entire situation.
Yeah. He shouldn't put himself in that situation in the first place.
It has happened sometimes. Sometimes it happens a lot faster than you can imagine.
If the first one didn't work out, then move to the other one. And then move to the other one. Not all at once.
This one says, I know exactly what you're saying. You're not in love with all four, but you feel the same amount of love, compassion, and interest in them all. I get it. Advice: stay cool, and all of them as a man, woman on your side is always a plus. All right. Young man, first of all, no woman in her right mind wants to be a number two.
Exactly.
In any relationship, much less for learning that the one she is in love with is saying that he's in love with 3 others. There is something called infatuation, and I strongly believe that is what you are experiencing. There are no way you can be in love with more than one person, with more than one woman. You may like something, but about each individual woman, and that's different from love. My suggestion to you is start going on dates with each on different occasions. See how things work out before you go crazy. From the information you give, they all seem financially okay. You don't have to worry about paying for dinner or movies.
Oh my God.
I like that one. Oh,
but he should date them, get to know them, their personalities, and everything.
So here's another one then. This one says clearly you don't know what you're talking about. Sure it is possible to be in love with more than one person at a time. What do you think? Love is confined. It's not love that keeps most of us from sharing ourselves with everyone else. It is more commitment. If you check the animal kingdom, most animals are not monogamous, right? Why should we be any different? I would hate to think that you were trying to compare me to my dogs, eh?
Exactly.
Exactly. Because I see my dogs. We can think and reason about STI and that sort of being called H and SA and B. You get the drift? Anyhow, if you were, I just advise the young man to write down all the characteristics he desires in a woman and choose the one closest to that. Very good advice.
True.
But to tell him, stick a pin in the notion of his being in love with all 4 of them is crazy. So this person is basically saying that you can be in love with more than one person. The only difference is that when you commitment is what makes the difference. You agree with that?
Commitment?
Yeah.
Well, no.
No, you don't agree with that. I don't either.
No.
Sounds like a typical typical Lucian man. 9 out of 10 of them will admit having 5 women at the same time. The game they play, tell me, is if this is a lie. What do you say? 9 out of 10 Lucian men? That sounds like 9 out of 10 Lucian men. So you're saying that that's so prevalent in Lucia?
Oh, yes.
Men have a lot of women.
A lot of women.
Yeah, but don't you think sometimes women make it easy for guys too, you know?
No one man have one woman.
That's not true. That's not true. Well, if you are included,
more than one.
More than one?
Yes.
No, there's a lot of committed guys out there. Come on.
No.
There's a lot of guys out there who are committed to their one relationship, and that's it.
It's looking like that to the public on social media and stuff. But
underneath it all.
Yes. None or more than one. That's how it is.
I don't believe that the typical St. Lucian men, 9 out of 10 of them.
Yes, you.
9? That's a very high number, you know. I don't believe 9 out of 10 of them.
believe it.
I don't believe that. That's too high. That's too high.
Yes.
This one says, young man, from the description you give of these women and their careers, I doubt you are writing from St. Lucia. But still, the internet is a global village, and I want to warn you of the penchant you young men have for fielding more than one woman at a time. Trust me, it's going to backfire on you one day. Make up your mind already. I'm going to give you a little homework assignment. Get some paper and a pen or pencil and rule it up with the name of the women that you like about and what you like about her, right? The pros, the cons, what you don't like about her, the pros, the cons, and the deal breaker, what you obviously cannot tolerate in her. After these exercises, you should come up with a fairly good idea of which woman you want to settle down with. Good luck, young man. And if you are a praying man, it doesn't hurt to ask divine intervention in this one. So someone is saying to get a pen and paper, write down the names of the women, the pros and the cons, and what you like, what you don't like. And
that's something he can do. I agree with that.
That's a good advice. And of course they're suggesting that he throw some prayers in also. Get down on your knees and ask it. But I mean, if he's a praying man, he wouldn't have been in that situation in the first place.
Very true.
That's what I'm thinking. I mean, if he was a man of God, he would not be in that situation in the first place. So I kind of want to believe that maybe he should start praying. Start praying now. Right? Again, let's go back to it. Men, you really believe that 9 out of 10 men in St. Lucia have a second person?
Yes. And the 1% have none. Okay?
The 1% have none.
Yeah, 1%.
So for the guy that everybody knows that he's
maybe
that's the one. I don't believe you.
Maybe those.
I say maybe 7%.
No,
7%. There's a lot of good men out there. There's a lot of faithful men out there. A lot.
It appears to be so, but
no, that's not. This does not pay. I'm telling you. No, this one says, another message here says, age is just a number. Whether you are mature or not, that's the thing. Women like men fall in love with more than one person while they are in a relationship. Women like men fall in love with more than one person while they are in a relationship. So it's not just a man alone. Women do it too.
Some
all right?
women.
So this is what really happens is when issues start in a relationship, we tend to draw close to the one else who becomes attractive and most likely start to flirt or even more. Some of us think that we are involved while others really are. When we remember our initial, original, real lover and the love of ours and the love or slight love we have in them.
But I believe women would grow to love another man because her husband or boyfriend drove her to do so.
So wait. So you're saying that I can make you? We can make.
When you want to go out with the guys every night.
No, you see that? Go ahead.
Yes, go out with the guys and lie about it.
So we drive you to find somebody else. So you still find a way to bring that back to blame us about it.
Yes, it's your fault. Your fault.
I can't believe what I'm hearing
here.
Honestly, I cannot believe what I'm hearing here.
It's your fault, Asylum.
So when you commit your crime, you blame me for it?
Yes, I would blame you because that make me do it. You.
But what about if you have a relationship and you realize that the relationship is not working? Why don't you just remove yourself just for the sake of you? Why do you have to run
Gradually,
to?
so it will hurt you.
Right, why do you have to run to another man so you can blame me?
And then hurt
Why
you.
not? Why not just fix yourself first before you get involved in another relationship? So, you know,
it's
when
a
people do
gradual
see you,
thing.
when people do see you with a new boo, they know that, you know, hey, it's been about 2 years now since she and her boyfriend or husband break up. So hey, why not?
Well, it's not that.
But you break up this week and next week you're strolling hand in hand in town with another person, and then you want to blame me.
Yes, it's your
How
fault.
could you blame me?
You were not treating me right.
So you want it? So why not treat yourself right? If you feel
Okay.
move out of the relationship,
Okay.
move out of the relationship.
Okay.
Search you for a little while. You know, heal yourself if the relationship was that devastating before you move on.
Well, it would be easy if I didn't love you to just leave you and go, but
But it's easy to go with somebody
gradually,
else.
yeah, gradually. Okay,
But you-
I'll start talking to the person, you know, and then eventually.
Listen to you.
Yes.
You're really saying that?
Yes.
I hope you're just the 1% of women in St. Lucia that does that.
Oh no.
So you're saying that if you're in a relationship and it's not going your way, instead of saying to yourself, you know what, maybe I just need to just do me for a little bit, you know, focus on me, heal me, you run to somebody else, and then you blame the guy?
Yes.
His fault? Why
Yes.
you?
It's your fault. Treat me right and then I'll stay.
This one says, what about the woman that's doing the cheating on their husbands and he is doing none to the woman? Life is and there's a lot of women out there who are cheating on their husbands. You make it sound like it's only man alone capable of cheating. You see when Christopher Martin sing Cheater's Prayer, you see how fast Cecile do the counteraction? You see how fast she did that? That was done in a matter of days, eh? So it means that to me, as many men out there cheating, there's the same amount of women doing the same.
Not the same amount. I don't believe it's the same amount.
There's a lot of women out there cheating. There's a lot of women out there today, especially today, that says, you know what? Do for do. You boot me, I boot you back. You horn me, I horning you back. Women are not sitting down. Okay, but it doesn't matter who start first. 2 wrongs do not make a right.
Oh, so that's how you're thinking?
Yeah.
That's how you're
And
thinking.
if but 2 wrongs don't make a right. If for instance I was weak and I committed a I made a mistake.
Too.
I made a mistake. Instead of helping me to strengthen up.
No, you weak.
You going to do the same thing too? That's typical Adam and Eve behavior there. You hear that? Typical Adam and Eve behavior there. Eh?
Well,
you just said it.
Yeah,
That's typical Adam and Eve. I eat the apple, so I'll give it to you. You eat it too.
Yes. You just.
Naya, what you got to say, Naya? You're not saying nothing. You're just standing in the back and making me take all this licks here from Stephanie. I thought you were supposed to be here to fill in for Flawless there this morning. You're batting hard, eh?
Mm-hmm, yes.
You know, you're batting hard. So what else beside a cheating husband makes a woman cheat? Because you're trying to convince me that because the husband cheat, the woman go and cheat too. Mm-hmm. What else?
Not treating me the way you're supposed to treat me. Helping me around in the house, maybe with the kids if we have kids.
So you find somebody else to do it?
Yeah, yes.
So the person is going to help you do that?
Yes. When I need someone to go with me to maybe to shop or to take the kids to the playground or something, but you want to hang out with your guys.
So you'll bring another person out with my children?
Yes. But you don't want to do it? You don't want to do it?
What I want to say.
You stick.
What I want to say to you there right now, Stephanie. I want to say good morning to Bertha in Monrepo. Good morning to you, Bertha. She says that she's locked on. Who else is there? Gotta say good morning to John. Manuela. Good morning. We're getting so much messages. Good morning to Miss Gina. So you believe that if we're in a relationship, we're husband and wife. Let's take this call. Hits FM. Hits FM, you live.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning, my dear. How are you?
I have to go through all links and where to get your number.
Oh.
Because it's showing on the screen, but I could only see half of it.
Okay, well, we'll try to fix it then.
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, in what you're saying in your topic, right?
Uh-huh.
I strongly disagree with the young lady where she said nine out of 10 men cheat.
Right.
You understand? There are some faithful men, but there are a lot. Let me repeat. A lot of them that are not faithful to their spouse. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think the ratio is that high because remember we have a lot of leles in St. Lucia.
Right.
And leles don't cheat. So in reference to what she's saying, I strongly disagree with her saying 9 out of 10 men cheat because on your side I bet you don't cheat.
No, I don't.
Exactly. So
what is the 1%?
I strongly disagree.
I'm not saying that. Listen, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that I've never, but not anymore. Huh.
Oh, that face pass. You know, we've all had our young days.
Right. You know, when you're young, when you're 23, you do things that you regret later on, or things that follow you for the rest of your life, eh?
Exactly.
Yeah. So.
But she's still young. My girl, you have a lot to learn still, sweetheart.
I know.
And we aim to teach her.
Yes, we will teach you. We'll call you, my girl. Come to my school. I will teach you, my girl.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your comment, caller. You see that? So I going back, I believe maybe 6, 7 out of 10, not 9.
I still believe it's
you know,
9.
you seem like one of those women who have been through, you know, for whatever experiences you've been through, you've just completely written men off. Right? Is that what it is? But that's not right. That's not right because I believe that, and this is something that I would argue for. No matter what, treat me for what I've done to you. Don't tell me, oh well, you know, I've been through this and I've been through that, and that is why I am the way I am treated, or that's why I react to you or respond to you the way I respond. No. That doesn't go in my book. What Tom did, Tom did. Cut Tom off. Do Tom whatever you want to. Turn Tom into a thumb if you want. That has nothing to do with me.
Treat me good.
I believe that, and that's what you see. That's why a lot of people in general, they put up this wall, and people just walk away from them. They miss some good opportunities. They miss some good people in their lives because of what they've been through, and they put up this brick wall, and they feel that everyone that wants in have to prove them. No, I mean yes, you should have to prove yourself.
Yeah.
But not to the point. I should have to prove right what somebody else did wrong to you.
Well, show me you're different. That's what.
Why do you need to compare us? Why do you need to compare us? And this other saying, all men are dogs. All men are dogs. All men are 7213303. That's our WhatsApp number. You can send us messages or call. You can call us there also, or you can call us at 458-2488. Just to put the numbers back out there. Give us a call and make your contribution. All men are not dogs. And not because you've had some dogs in your life, that means that every man that's coming your way is going to be a dog. Because you might just chase the right dude away.
I never said men are dogs. I don't believe men are dogs, but you like to lie, you like to cheat. So you do, I do.
Women lie and cheat too. We're not the only ones lying and cheating. There are women who do that better than men.
Because the men taught them. Okay?
Because we taught them?
We didn't just get up one day and say, oh, I'll cheat today.
Just remember, the Bible says that Eve is the one who who ate from the apple first, huh?
But men lie so much, so we have to question.
We learn from the best. We learn from the best.
We have to question.
We learn from the best. When a woman decides to hide something from a man, it's hidden, eh? You know that, right?
Yeah.
If a woman does something and she doesn't want a man or her person to know, or her other half, or her spouse, whatever you want to call it, to know, he's not going to find out.
I know. I know that, Asylum. I know that.
So you're still going to tell me that men are worse than women when it comes to that?
Yes.
Maybe the little
we learn from you.
Maybe the little petty lies that we tell a bit too much of it. Maybe that. You can tell me that. I might agree with you. But to say that no, you guys are professionals. When you guys decide to hide something from a man, that's it. You know. We walk into a room, see you cheating, and you still try to convince us, babes. That's not what it is. That's not what. That's your game there. You walk into a room. You walk into a room, meet your wife cheating, and she's still gonna try to convince you that that's not what you just saw.
That's your game.
Huh? That's not what you saw, babes. And now you laugh there.
Would say, Asylum.
The thing I would say.
Yeah, you'd say.
Me,
yeah,
I would say that.
When your wife
I'm a realist. I when I get busted, I usually step up and say, hey, I get caught. I ain't gonna fight. If I get caught, I get caught. I just surrender because the more you try to fight, is the more you're gonna get in trouble.
Exactly.
So with me, if I ever do anything wrong, and I'll be the first to say, okay, all right, busted.
Only because you got busted.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Because you got busted.
I mean, at times, do men come out and just bring you information that you don't need? No. If a man cheats, if a woman too, who's more likely to confess to cheating, even if the other partner doesn't know about it? Babes, babes, I have something to tell you. You know. Remember last month when you went Barbados? I went out with the no, that doesn't happen. That does not happen. Women will hide that more than a man would. A man would probably come out and say, well, you know. Women just hide these things, and they're very good at hiding them. Just about 12 minutes onto the hour of 12 o'clock in St. Lucia and the rest of the Eastern Caribbean. This is man versus woman. We get to understand each other a little bit better. So we're gonna go past the scenario now and spend the last few minutes maybe asking a few questions, right Stephanie? You got some questions? I really want to know what's on your mind because it seems like you have a lot that you need to let out. Yeah. So tell me, go ahead. Ask the first question. Oh, this would be your second question for the day, for the morning. Right. What do you want to know about guys? Men. Yes. Nothing?
Okay. To me, I have so many questions.
Well, start somewhere.
Okay. Earlier on, you said that you believe you could love two people, not four.
Right.
Right. How do you love two people? How is that possible?
You know, I believe love also is sort of a level type of thing. Like you can have intense love for someone, and you can have love for someone, right? When it comes to relationships, I personally believe that no one person is perfect.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? But we all have our expectations, and this is why I feel a lot of relationships break down or people move on. We all have our expectations as to what we want from a relationship or what we want in a person that you're going to be in a relationship with.
Right.
That person might have 50% of everything you want. You're still missing. You're still lacking. You're still missing.
You see men again.
Just but you see, but you're not going to find that. Very rare, and for the people that end up in a relationship for a long term, right? It's either they've just decided, okay, you know what, I'll just take it the way it is and settle for that. They settle for what it is and be content. And they're the ones who will continue searching. They might have that 50% at home, but the other 50 they might look for 10 here, 10 there, just to
have fun.
No, it's not to have fun. It's just to fulfill those needs.
Just to have fun. Well, leave the 50 and go on
and
get 60, 70, 80.
I must tell you straight up, there's a lot of people out there who are addicted to sex.
Men.
And they just cannot get enough at home, so they'll go out. Not just men, there are women out there too. There are women out there, and more so now, women are actually being more vocal about it. Before it used to be a thing, you know, they wouldn't speak about. Now women would tell you straight up, you know, I am. So that's why I can't really be with one person. Flawless and I had this conversation a few weeks ago. I mean, I strongly believe that that's what it is. We are generally born weak for the flesh.
Yeah.
right? And I strongly suggest to people all the time that look, when you're in a relationship, it really is up to you to keep that fire burning, to find out what your partner, you might not have it in you, but every once in a while you can bring it out. So every once in a while, and that surprise, believe it or not, that surprise will go a lot further than you'd imagine. Don't just figure, well, hey, I'm not that type of person. Try it every once in a while. Do it. Cook his favorite meal, surprise him or her. It goes both ways. Both ways. And most people tend to feel that the easiest thing to do is walk away from a relationship.
Well,
that only comes when you're at a point where there's no repairing, where you feel that you cannot build again. We feel like there's, it's gone deteriorated so much that you cannot rebuild this relationship. Then I believe that you should move on. But if you're in a relationship and it's not that bad, instead of fussing and fighting or investing your time with someone else, try to repair.
Don't go on for the 50%.
But that's what I'm saying.
Repair the 50,
right.
Try to build the 50
but even
at home.
It has to be both parties though. Two people have to do that. One hand doesn't really clap.
If she's not willing, let her go.
Oh, there you go.
Yes.
There you go. I mean, if she's not willing.
Two people.
Don't love two people? No, but a lot of people would not just walk out of a relationship. So, a lot of people would tell you that, look, I really ain't leave yet because, I had nowhere to go. Not physically, but they don't have a pressing reason to leave. But when you find somebody and you start investing time with that person, then you realizing that, hey, maybe this is more of my, what I would want. And then you start gradually pulling away from the old relationship.
Yeah.
Some people stay in a relationship for different reasons. It's financial reasons. They might figure, well, boy, if I leave, it's going to be me alone with the kids because, right now he's the one who's really supporting the family.
Yes. Or sometimes it could be the sex too sometimes.
I had someone sent me something last week. We were actually going to do that, but as you say that, and let me pull it up. Okay, here it is. It says, would you stay in a relationship with someone if the sex was really bad, but that person was a genuinely great person to be around or to be with? Like their personality and the way they take care of the family and all that. Would you stay in a relationship with that person?
And the sex is
really bad. Yes.
I guess juke and that's it.
I don't know about that, but it's bad sex. Everybody has their own version of what bad sex is.
Yeah.
Would you stay in a relationship with that person?
Well, I would rather be in a relationship where the person is treating me good and the sex is bad than sex is good and then you treating me bad. I would
so, but what do you think most women would do though?
They would choose the sex.
So they would prefer to...
Yeah, they would choose
So let me get this. You think most women would prefer to be in a relationship with good sex and bad treatment?
Yes.
So is that why sometimes from time to time I see people relate with their other half and I'm thinking, okay, well, what are these two people,
yeah,
like
they always fighting,
always quarreling,
but they're still together.
Still together, yeah. There's always a fight, there's always a fuss, there's always something going on, but 2 days from now you see them hand in hand down the road like nothing ever happened.
Yeah.
So most women would choose that.
Most women would choose that, but to me, I'm a very emotional.
Guys don't like naggy women. We don't like miserable women. We don't like women that that selfish and like to think about themselves alone. So we might more choose, the personality over sex.
That's good.
Guys, we don't like women that like to give trouble.
What did you choose, Nayo?
Yeah, Nayo. The personality. All right, there you go. I mean, whilst and don't get me wrong, whilst most guys admire a nice looking woman, a woman that keeps herself and has she's nice, has a nice figure and everything, we do that. Complexion sometimes. Some guys rather darker women, some rather lighter women, and with that, appearance is a lot for us. But when it comes down to it, If you have a pretty face and you have a bad character, we're not having that. Problems. We're not having that. We would more likely prefer a woman that, you know, that is pleasant, you know, always taking things on the light side, not one that's always arguing or quarreling and nagging. We don't like that. That for us is a recipe for us to move.
Yeah, I understand that.
So sex isn't really that important. While it's important to us, it's not really that important for us when it comes to comparing the two.
Because you know you could go out and get it from Sarah.
No. You see that now you can't try to mix me up so easy. No, do not try to mix me up so easy. Do not try to mix me up so easy. And I'm going back to saying what I said earlier. I have a feeling that you have a beef with guys, eh? You're a beef with men. All right, and there's a lot of women out there who, and I must admit, who have been through the ropes, who have been through, you know, the bad times, that back themselves against the wall and they always fighting somebody. And you seem to be one of them. Tell me, what happened? Man versus woman, what happened to you then?
Man versus woman, woman versus man.
What happened?
I'll always, the men, they need to fix themselves.
I can't wait to bring Flawless back because Flawless doesn't talk like you, huh?
Doesn't talk like me?
No, she doesn't talk like you. Flawless doesn't talk like you. You sound like you kind of, you know, put yourself, build that wall around you. So fellas, if y'all watching Stephanie when she passing, just know problems that day. Stephanie, problems that day. But it's true, you know, like we would prefer a woman that has a good personality, not one that quarrels a lot over like great sex, you know. And it's not because, as you say,
I would choose a personality and maybe I might get some toys.
Listen to you. We have another message here really quick. Let me read this one. All men are not the same, Stephanie. Someone said all men are not the same, Stephanie.
I never said all men are the same.
But you know that you always refer to us going back. Oh, you see, men. Y'all need to fix up yourself. All men are not the same. And whenever a woman, and let me just word to the wise, whenever a woman decides that she's gonna use that preamble, all men are the same, she usually loses out on a good man. A lot, yeah. Because, you know, when that good person does come her way, she is going to push him away.
Maybe when I'm ready for another person, maybe I might change my.
You might change, which will be never, right? Because I believe that that is stuck
like
in you.
Like you said, I'm still young. I have a lot of learning to do, so I have some time.
All right, so let me read a couple more comments before we go. It says that choose the one you love, want you and is committed to you, and only you. Now it is not about them, but you. If they all fit the criteria, then choose the one that sees you as fitting the criteria. So this is some advice to the young man, telling him to choose the one that really loves him. Mr. Lover, you right. She don't know what is love. If he's saying you can't fall for more than one person at a time. So again, someone is saying that you can't fall for more than one person at a time. Differences of opinion here. Stephanie says no.
I cannot see myself loving not even two people.
Just not even one. Right now, Stephanie cannot see herself loving one. Okay, so listen, it's our time, Stephanie. It's our time. All right, it's now 12 o'clock in St. Lucia and the rest of the Eastern Caribbean. I want to say thank you for the guys that are tuned in via GVD TV and of course 92.1, 91.1, the Maximum Music Authority. Catch us tomorrow, same place, same time. Man versus woman right here. Stephanie replacing Flawless. Flawless will be back tomorrow, I think. And
I'll be back with her.
You'll be back with her?
Yes.
All right. Well, I'm waiting for you guys. I'll definitely be waiting for you guys. Thank you, St. Lucia. Have yourself a wonderful afternoon. DJ Niall's in the building. He's going to hold it down until 3 p.m. We're out. Catch us tomorrow, same place, same time.